Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Akin ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tìlé tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ bá ń kọ́mọ Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ́ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù bo lórúkọ gan ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan ò lè ṣì wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ̀ kan ká lè débi re ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ gègèlè wodò sànyà ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò síná ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sanran ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho àfikàn pọpọ sí amúkan yòókù bọ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàrà mòjé ọmọ onílé ọlà àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn ò ní bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé tí ń ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láéláyé ìtọ́ nílé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti dí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò tún ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́sìmẹ̀sìn mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ọmọ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì asọ̀wásọ̀wọ́ asọ̀wásọ̀mọ́ asọ̀wásálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sìmọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa ara wọn nìkan náà jà fún ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé rìpọ́blìkì yìí lárugẹ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé lárugẹ kó lè san wá sọ́wọ́ kó lè san wá sọ́mọ́ asan wá sálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àní àsìkò yìí ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò yìí ti tó sẹ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbogbo àgbààgbà Yorùbá látòrí emeritus professor Banji Akintoye comrade Minko Victor Taiwo olóyè Sunday Ìgbòho ẹ bá mi tọ́jú bàbá tèmi ààrẹ Gani Adams àti gbogbo Yorùbá akíkanjú ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà lókè òkun látòrí Mr. Adékúnlé Adépọ̀jù àní ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sì mọ́.
ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o.
ẹ̀ ń kókó Oòduà republic ó náwó ẹ̀ sókè.
èmi náwó mi.
ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Oòduà republic ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Oòduà republic kó náwó ẹ̀ sókè ni.
èmi náwó mi.
wo ní mọ́tò yẹn báyìí èèyàn pátápátá ni màmá jókòó sí ẹ̀yìn ni mo wà ìlú wà lẹ́yìn ṣùgbọ́n orí dírẹ́fà yẹn ló ń wú lọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀ títí rí orúkọ bóyá nọ́mbà àgbà ọ̀tí ẹni lẹ́yìn ṣáàlùwà àbúrò ìwọlé ọkọ̀ ní ìgbàlẹ̀ má sọ fẹ́ ní ìwọlé má sọ fẹ́ ní ìwọlé sí ìṣẹ́ ìgbàlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ìṣe ṣe yẹn tí kò bá wà ní.
So why do you love your country?
It's very safe. Yes, it's very clean and neat.
Okay.
The problem is, it is.
You can speak in language and let her translate for me. I love language. Why do you love your country?
Tell her, explain to her.
It's clean and safe, and I think the people is kind.
Okay.
Help each other.
Help each other. So if I say a country, how do you identify a country? Is it through your language, culture? What do you mean by country? Culture. So you have a culture.
So they like food.
I love Korean food. But you eat a lot of rice.
Yeah.
Lot of rice.
Every single free rice a day.
There's a Malay rice, Thai rice, there's Korean rice.
Yeah.
So how many hours from London to Korea?
14 hours.
Oh my God! So I will be coming. Maybe not this year. I have to save a lot of money. It's expensive. I'm a family man. I have a lot of children, so I'm very busy man. But I will come down one day, and hopefully we will come across. I'll give you my YouTube channel, and you will probably find yourself. So hello to everyone. And what is the reason why you're coming to London?
Actually, we're expecting the first time.
You're traveling on your own.
Yeah.
So how old are you? 20.
Yes.
So I'm sure you're single. Single?
Yeah.
Except you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. This is Koikimedia, and these are our new friends that we've just met now. So mo máa tún kí gbogbo máa ń gbáradì fún Starr Radio. Mo kí gbogbo wa níbi tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. I have about 30 minutes before I join the studio. Láìkan sí mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ òmìnira tí à ń sọ pé òun ni ó lè help wa láti get the hell out of the shithole country called Nigeria. Very good morning, and I say good morning, welcome. So, as usual, you wake up in Nigeria and there's just a lot to discuss all the time. The February 10 deadline for the current swap announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria has picked Governors El Rufai, Yahaya Bello, and Zamfara against 14 political parties which threaten to boycott the February election. Ó ti mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ṣé election tí à ń sọ pé kò ní wáyé tẹ́lẹ̀? I can tell you that there's just a lot happening. Once again, mo kí gbogbo èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá o, mo kí ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, mo kí arúgbó, all hail our Biafra brothers and sisters. Some Nigerians were lucky, this particular person say, I grabbed my wife and children and ran. Nigerian survivor of earthquake. There's just so much happening around the world. We might get somebody that might speak to us from Turkey when we are live on the Starr Radio UK. We are preparing that. We have a lot of network around the globe. So we should have somebody, hopefully, if all goes as planned. But for now, we are just prepping. So I'm just going to be preparing the background for the studio and then look at what is trending Earthquake. Nigerian student in Turkey undergoing post-trauma analysis. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. It's a very serious situation. Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní Turkey pátápátá, our minds and hearts is with you. But the program I did this morning, I was asking, ǹjẹ́ àní sọ fún Ọlọ́run pé kí earthquake náà wá sí Nigeria, because all the problems happening in Nigeria, ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tí ẹ ti darapọ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀yin uncle mi, ẹ̀yin àbúrò mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ẹ̀yin sisters wa, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ títọ́. Nigerians are going through a lot, but we are not getting any help from anybody. So maybe when we have what it takes, that will bring people to understand. The National Association of Nigerians and Students in Turkey has said that Nigerian students who were traumatized as a result of the Monday earthquake that hit the country have been taken in by the Turkish officials for post-trauma analysis. Ṣé wọ́n lè ṣe é fún wọn ní Nàìjíríà? Lára ń tàn sọ pé Nigeria is not a country. Imagine the Turkish government now is working round the clock. So many people have died in Turkey. Some have died in also in Syria. So it's a very, very difficult time. But one thing is, we will be here to continue. Nigerians lament, the scarcity of the old Naira note. Our reporter again has been out. Please continue to support our platform so that we can continue to bring as many of what is happening within the Yoruba town, where our medias are on standby in case of anything. Moki Babawa Professor Adebanji Akitoye Emeritus, Moki Babawa Wale Adeniran, Moki Babawa Ayiloge, Moki gbogbo àwọn, and I believe I was watching YSDM. They have a new secretary. We might bring them to come and speak to us very soon. Moki Global Directorate, Moki gbogbo àwọn ìlànà US Charter that are working around the clock. Moki Yoruba One Voice, Akibabawa Iba Gani Adams. Moki gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa, Moki ya Jagun Dáadáa, Moki ya wa Ṣọlá Kògbòròkù, Moki ya wa Janet Fashaki, Moki gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yoruba World Media and the rest of those that are not part of the media, but they are working on their own, trying to bring as many of what is happening. Nigeria is a crime scene. Àwọn Yoruba politician ni kò fi jẹ́ kí ìran Yorùbá kó lọ. United Nations tells Mali to reverse expulsion of top representative in Guioluna. Mali ti ń gbàṣẹ fún UN. Ó ti ní káwọn kan máa lọ. Buhari Emefiele to tear Nigeria apart with recolored Naira scarcity. Hey. Nigeria is already torn apart. If anybody still think that you have a country, you don't have a country. So they are saying that Buhari and Emefiele often torn Nigeria apart. According to the presidential candidate of ADC, Domabi Kwachuku, the African Democratic Congress, says that the scarcity of the new Naira banknote poses great threat to Nigerians' peace. Shani peace tẹ́lẹ̀ ni. When people talk like this, we've never had a peace in Nigeria. Peace in Nigeria. Shani peace in Nigeria. Ni peace now. So when people say there's peace in Nigeria, good morning, Mr. Oluwakayode Daniel, Yawa FOLAYEMI Adeyeye, Moki Alaja, Irat, Yalalu Barika, Moki gbogbo àwọn Mùsùlùmí tó ń bẹ ní United Kingdom, Moki Yawa Taiwo Kike, Moki ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Baghdad, ìyá mi Esther, Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ lórí Instagram, lórí Mixlr, lórí Twitter. Like I said, we might, if all goes as planned, have somebody that will speak to us. Let me prep that before. So let's just watch one of the videos of Babawa Olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho. Nígbà tó ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà yìí ó ní wá lára, kò lọ bó ṣe jẹ́ kó lọ, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní kó ṣọ̀tọ̀. Kò ní yẹ Nàìjíríà. Kò ní yẹ Nàìjíríà. Enough is enough ni Olóyè Dr. Sunday Igboho sọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ gbọ́ gbogbo tó sọ nígbà yẹn tán ní gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n jí wa gbé it has not stopped. Àṣé sound ò jáde lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń tà ń play kìíní ẹ̀ kò mú sound jáde how come ẹ ṣọ́ pé kò mú sound jáde lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn àbí látọ̀dọ̀ yín ni ṣégbà tó lóye ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn sound ò jáde ni really.
Family wa gbogbo àìpọ̀ àtọ́ ń bẹ lókè òkun ò lè wálé
sound máa jáde ni
gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ kó ń bí káàkiri.
Nígbà tó lóye ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn sound ò jáde. Pastor Mo ìyá Esther ṣé nígbà tí chief ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sound yẹn ò jáde rárá. Ó yẹ kí sound jáde because there was no problem with the kò jáde. All right, ẹ jẹ́ ká play again. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ mẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ let's take it again. Enough is enough. Ẹ má bínú. I'm not sure why the audio wasn't coming out earlier, but you know, kó tó bá ti jẹ́ one man. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, what is the difference between government and ajínigbé? They are all the same. We're just preparing for the Starr Radio UK, and like I said, we are also going to get a phone call from Turkey during the Starr Radio UK. So láti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Turkey tẹ́ jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá àti Biafra àti àwọn Haúsá tó wà níbẹ̀, we are praying for you. But the question is, ṣé Nigeria will go through so much problem? Nigeria is facing a lot of problem. Let us know that the problem tí Nigeria face ó máa ju earthquake tó wà ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ bí kọ́mọ́ wà lórí live kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. All right. Go ahead. Alabansure. All right then. All right. Ẹ bá máa ṣàdúrà fún gbogbo àwọn Koiki media team tó wà on the ground. Wọ́n náà protest níbì kan nípa scarcity, so they're heading there now. Lè sọ location fún yín until the live broadcast yẹn bá jáde because of the safety of àwọn ọmọ wa tó wà ní on the ground. Ẹ support wa, and if you want to support us, you are asking Koiki wọ́n náà máa ní ká support, but fi bá ṣe máa support ibi tá máa fowó sí at least láti fi support media kò sí bó ṣe lè kéré tó. If you want to do so, this is how you support us through these different and I believe my day amount is blocking. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ day amount yẹn kúrò so the people wants to support the platform, so that is it there. If you want to help us, every little helps. Uzomaka Nicholas, good morning. Benny, IGBOHO is the voice of the voiceless, just like our brother, our father, our uncle, the freedom fighter Mazina Bekano. Moki, Instagram. So if you want to support us, you can always do. And you can also support us with prayer. Always remember Koiki Media, especially my team in the contraction called Nigeria. Let's continue to remember them in prayers because they are the one that is bringing all this live streaming that you guys are watching, including myself. We can only pray for them. A lot of them needs a lot of support, but I'm trying my little best with the little we have to keep them going. So the more you can support us, the more we can expand the team. I want to expand the team, but we can't because we don't have the means to do so. But if we have more support, we actually added extra 4 people. I think about 5 extra people when we were going into the rally, in Nigeria as at that time. But some people were saying, I need the rally more. When you hear people say, I need the protest for more, Google protest, rally. It's okay. We shouldn't fight each other. We still believe that there should be more rally, there should be more protest. And if people say, no, we don't need such, it's a waste of time. We are not fighting them, but we are waiting for further instruction. After Buhari, it is Tinubu's turn. That is Akeredolu that doesn't even have the pedigree to be talking. This is a governor that looks after himself from Germany. He's now saying after Buhari, it is Tinubu. More bankers are running away. I think I should get that video ready for Starr Radio UK. ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré lọ download video tí and the moment we thank you so much our Biafra brothers and sisters. Like I always say to some people that Nigerians are facing a very, very earthquake. So I believe maybe because the earthquake we are facing in Nigeria, Muki Baba Yawadada Bimbola Ayedun Eshigoni, and well done, Majasola, with your answer to that question. They say there is either there is Odale or not. Ẹ wo gbà tí bàbá ẹ wo gbà tí Igboho ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ní 2021 nìyẹn o 2021 kó tẹ̀ tó di pé gbogbo wàhálà yìí dé táwọn èèyàn wá sọ di pé is now being bashed left and right. Igboho sọ pé wọn ò believe ọmọ Yorùbá kankan ń ṣe ọ̀dàlẹ̀ fóun, but again he still believes so, even though we know that àwọn bọ̀bọ̀ kan wà torí wà bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn máa báṣẹ́ lọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá mo sọ fún yín pé arákùnrin kan wà gbogbo fídíò pátá tó ti fi mọ́ọ̀kì Igboho ló máa ń gbé lọ sínú group ẹ̀. Mo kí evangelist Damilare, mo kí gbogbo yín tẹ́tí ń wọlé, mo kí gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ kó máa ṣe nǹkan ṣe lọ àwọn kò mátà. But one thing is we love Professor Adebanji Akintoye. If you say after Buhari is Tinubu, then why are you voting for election? It already shows that they're going to, more pains ahead. It's now 3 days before the Naira will no longer be accepted from you. So Itewanile, prepare for a lot to happen in the next 3 days. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun Ọ̀nà, my comrade, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa, mo kí gbogbo yín tí nígbà kan tí gbogbo wa jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tọ́lẹ̀ ti di pé ó dà ń pé ọ̀rẹ́ wa kò fẹ́ wọ̀ mọ́. Okay, mo fẹ́ download video kan ni mo ṣe ń sáré kí n má lọ gbàgbé video yẹn. Now people are saying no, mo fẹ́ lọ fi rally kan wọ̀nyí. I think this is Anoleleyo ní Denmark. Ẹ bá wa máa kí àwọn ọmọ Koiki Media tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ round the clock. You might think it's easy. We need to continue to equip them in everything. But one thing is, we will never, never, never give up. Buhari says, please forgive us and vote for Tinubu. President Muhammadu Buhari is begging Nigerians to forgive APC. Are you going to forgive APC? Archie, ó sùtọ̀ pàlẹ́ láàárọ̀ yìí ni o. Good morning, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, bàbá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa, ọ̀nkú mi dáadáa, ńlé. Gbogbo ìgbà tá à ń ṣe bánà nílé àwọn èèyàn rò pé nígbà yẹn pé bóyá Koiki Media owó kan wà tí mo kàn ń náwó yàfùnyàfù o mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ kìíní yẹn fún mi. Wàláì bàbá wa Kúnlé Ṣítà, gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ bá mi máa ṣe láàárọ̀, ẹ bá mi ṣàdúrà fún wọn. Bánà tí a ṣe lọ́dọ̀ wọn ní 2020 to 2021 ó kọjá 200 wọ́n gba £1 lọ́wọ́ mi. Tí bá ti pè wọ́n bá ní Koiki má pè mí sẹ́, mo ti sọ fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn tó bá ti sọ pé o ní di 20-200 wọ́n tẹ̀ lọ fún ẹnìyẹn. So gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ bá mi máa ṣàdúrà fún wọn. Ẹ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà oní sticker, banner, flyers, but gbogbo gbà yẹn I think some people thought maybe owó kan wà táwọn èèyàn kó sí mi lọ́wọ́, but mo dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ó ń vindicate wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ibi tí wọ́n bá ti ń ṣe nìyẹn máa ti jẹ, àtayébáyé nìyẹn, ibi tí wọ́n bá ti ṣe nìyẹn máa ti jẹ. But kò wá ń ṣe pé ká wá jẹ àjẹpá lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ mí ló pé bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ìwọ nìkan ni. But àdúpẹ́ f'Elédùmarè, the movement is still ongoing. Ó ṣì ń tẹ̀síwájú ni o. So kí ọ̀kan máa rò pé Yorùbá nation ti ẹ má bínú, my focus is in the background because I have less than 10 minutes láti prepare for studio. So gbogbo ta máa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí náà ni mo máa ń sáré mú jáde. So we are still working. Like I said, alleged fraud court, Okorocha discharge ke, hey Nigeria. Ta ló mọ bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó ń pè ní Ọmọkórè and others know their fate over $1.6 billion oil fraud case. Wọ́n ti jẹ Nàìjíríà run. Wàláì tàláì súnmọ́ láì wàzíláhùwà. Wọ́n ti jẹ Nàìjíríà run. Ẹ jẹ́ n show yín, ẹ jẹ́ n switch to that because time ti ń lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ máa show yín ní tí mò ń wò ní background. Wọ́n ti jẹ Nàìjíríà run. Wọ́n ti jẹ Nàìjíríà run. Nàìjíríà ti di wọ́n ti jẹrun I mean, if we are talking about a fraud case of almost $1.6 billion, do you know what that could have done for a lot of you that are here always crying, shouting, Koiki, ebi ń pa wá, àlówó lọ́wọ́, you know, but Baba Akintoye lẹ wá ń bú pé òun ló jí gbogbo owó Yorùbá nation. Lẹ́nu àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, àṣẹ. What a calamity. How did we get to where we are? So this is the background I'm showing you so that mo fi máa prep sílẹ̀ ni. Torí tá bá ti wọ Starr Radio, ìgbà mi ojú wọn máa kò yàn lè lọ ṣe mistake. So yẹn la ṣẹ́rí media is not an easy job. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá mi Kúnlé Ṣítà bẹ́ẹ̀ dà ṣáà fún mi lówó bọ̀tẹ́ ilé tẹ fún wa yẹn wàláì ó ju owó lọ. Ọlọ́run ló máa bá mi san yín lẹ́san wàláì. Nígbà yẹn wọ́n ní kí n má sọ but a lè sọ nísìn. For more than a year and a half bàbá yẹn ó bánà ń tẹ lọ ṣeré ni. Nígbà tí bàbá yẹn tí ó di pé factory tí ẹ̀mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ìgẹ́ta sì bì tí nǹkan ti di pé ọ̀rọ̀ epo diesel ó ti nọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo ẹ̀ eventually it fold up. So wàá dúpẹ́ fọlọ́run. Ẹ wo ta ló mọ máa yìí ọmọ ṣé mo pronounce ẹ̀ dáadáa ṣá Ọmọkórè 1.6 billion oil fraud case. Ìyá mi Pastor Mo wọ́n ti jẹ Nàìjíríà run. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà kẹ̀rẹ́ nísìnyí àwa ló ń bú àwa Yorùbá people àwa tá à ń ṣe Biafra àti Yorùbá. And these are people that we should be stoning to death. Imagine this man, an ally of the former petroleum minister, Bezeni Alison Madueke, Mr. Ọmọkórè, and others are accused. Imagine, someone accused one of diverting funds said to be part of a proceed of oil sales to the tune of $1.6 billion US. And àwọn kan dẹ̀ jókòó ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ bú nìkan òun ni bàbá wa Akíntóyè. Ṣé bàbá Akíntóyè rí 1.6 billion láti jọ́ta tí ń ṣe Yorùbá nation? I mean, I don't know how we get to where we are. Ìkànlélẹ̀ nísìn ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún lọ sí ibi tí mo ti download kìíní ìkànnì mo ti ní ìdẹ̀ ọ̀ ẹ má bínú ìtẹ̀wà níbí báyìí because orí eléyìí ni màá fi ṣe Starr Radio ẹ má bínú. I have to quickly okay, I can sorry, download. Okay, I can just copy it. Ẹ jẹ́ mú flash drive mi wá. Màá fi copy ẹ̀. Ẹ support wa o. Tá bá ní ká support wa ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bá ti ń tẹnu mọ́ pé kẹ́ support wa. Kò ń ṣe fún anything, is just because that is the only way we can, you know. Nígbà tó bá fẹ́ yọ owó mixer, okay, àwọn kan ló ń gbádùn mixer láàrin nísìn. Thank you so much, Comrade Plan B. Èèyàn mẹ́ta ti wọnú mixer là. But as I speak to you right now, rówó yọ. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti rówó yọ, kí lẹ rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀? It is becoming that mixer yẹn máa wà disconnected. Àwọn tó ń gbọ́ níbẹ̀ wọ́n ní lè gbọ́ mọ́. Ṣó wá da kí irú koikimedia kí àwọn tó ti ń gbọ́ mixer kọ́ wá dé kán náà wọ́n lè gbọ́ mixer yẹn mọ́ torí pé ààrẹ̀wó san. Mo dẹ̀ máa sọ fún yín pé this is the only thing I do. Ẹ bá dẹ̀ sọ pé náà Koiki ìwọ náà lọ wáṣẹ́ wàhálà ẹ̀ pọ̀, no problem. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé freelance journalist ni mí, so màá lọ bá Sky News ṣiṣẹ́. Bí Sky News àti rán mi lọ sí Turkey láàárọ̀ yìí nísìnyí tó máa fún mi ní flight ticket and everything, àbí kí n lọ bá Archie ṣiṣẹ́ àbí Al Jazeera. But the only problem kan ni pé mo ní lè sọ Yorùbá nation because àwọn yẹn ní rules and regulation. Because if you are working with all these BBC, you have to sign some code of conduct. So ló bí ṣe máa ń wá ti máa ń ṣe àwọn program yẹn mo ní lè ṣe o. Wọ́n máa sọ fún mi pé kò allow pé because tí mò ń ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn wọn nílé allow. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa factor yẹn o. Tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ní kí lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kitchen porter, no problem. Ẹ ràn pé tí bá ti ń ṣe 8 hours. Nínú 8 hours yẹn tí bá máa fi délé àní lè ṣe Yorùbá nation lọ títí mọ́. Àkọ́ra máa ṣe níwọ̀nba díẹ̀díẹ̀. But èmi fẹ́ fi ṣe full time torí pé mo ti serve British for more than 24 years, you know. Àṣekúṣẹyẹ dẹ̀ ni wọ́n. Now ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo Okorocha. Mo tún fẹ́ ṣe Okorocha. Okorocha, the former, mo tẹ̀ máa mix it up pẹ̀lú Anambra, but my sister Uche kò tẹ̀tí òde láàárọ̀ yìí because I know Canada, their time zone is different. mo ṣe kitchen porter dànù ó wà lára iṣẹ́ ó wà lára CV mi iṣẹ́ wo ló ní ṣe ní UK àní iṣẹ́ ló máa ń pààyàn iṣẹ́ ò kì í pààyàn. Alleged fraud court discharge Okorocha and others. The EFCC has charged Mr. Okorocha for laundering funds to the tune of what kò yé mi o ṣé òyìnbó yìí kò fi yé mi o ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun help me níbí báyìí. Alleged fraud court discharge Okorocha and others. The nísàlẹ̀ wọ́n tún ní EFCC charge Mr. Okorocha for laundering funds to the tune of 2.9 billion while serving as the governor of Imo State. But kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? The FCT division of the Federal Record of Money okay wọ́n ti discharge ẹ̀ so kò ṣẹ̀mọ́ nísìn àbí Sunic kí ló ń pa yín lẹ́rìn àwọn ìbò ńláńlá grammatic English yìí máa ń fẹ́ fúnyàn ní problem ṣé wọ́n ti sọ pé kò jalè mọ́ nísìn lọ́n sọ wọ́n discharge tó bá discharge èèyàn kò ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ wọ English dictionary because òyìnbó ti fẹ́ ó fẹ́ fún mi ní problem ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wọ English dictionary tó bá sọ pé nǹkan wà discharge kí ni meaning ẹ̀.
Discharge.
Tell someone officially that they can or must leave a place or situation. What does it mean when you are discharged? When someone is discharged from hospital or prison or one of the armed services, they are officially allowed to leave. Owó tí wà released nìyẹn. So gbogbo owó tó Okorocha jí yẹn kò sí problem mọ́. 2.9 billion. Ṣé gbogbo owó ta ti rí nínú Yorùbá nation? Well, maybe I don't know. Tàbá ní ká wo gbogbo owó táwọn èèyàn ti gbá yàn, owó táwọn kan gbà tó fi ṣe tó ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo owó. Ṣáàtì náà tó 2.9 billion ṣá láti 3 years tá ti ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà. Tàbá ní ká calculate gbogbo owó pátápátá àti tó wà counted àti tó wà counted àbí àtọ́ fún wa tá a lò. Táwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń sọ pé gbogbo wa là ń jalè, là ń jí owó nǹkan kan. Just reason. Do you think we have actually made or used 2.9 billion for this project of Yoruba nation in the last 3 years? Can anybody help me with the answer? Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tẹ́ wà ní Turkey, Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró tì yín, àní ló wà láò. We are 3 minutes, so I have to now start switching to Starr Radio. Ẹ sáré bá mi answer question yẹn. Maybe at least we've raised $1 million. Okay, so $1 million is going to be equivalent to what in Naira? About break em apart, no dollar ní Nàìjíríà. Èló ní $1 million in Naira. So all together from the last 3 years, what everybody to invest, whether it's 10 Naira, 20 Naira, I'm not talking about our time, I'm talking about more. Have we actually put 2.9 billion Naira into this project? Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó answer, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Àdéhùn kan tó bá answer, 820 million Naira, roughly. So we've not even hit 1 billion. Wow. Okay, interesting. So that literally means that Okorocha that we thought they would charge with a fraud of 2.9 billion has now been discharged. But Nnamdi Kanu that has not committed a crime, Nnamdi Kanu that has not done anything, is still in the custody of the DSS. And as far as it's concerned, to the northern Fulani oligarch that wants to kill Nnamdi Kanu as they want to kill, okay, Yawa Comfort, I will not Ibami, that's one definitely no. So probably maybe we've spent about 820 million Naira. So we have not spent up to 1 billion. Okay, very good. So, but one person, this governor, was able to say, they are not telling us that Justice Iyangi, he's always doing a lot of court case. I know he's a chief judge. In a ruling, struck out the EFCC suit for being in contravention of Section 105 of the Administration of the Criminal Justice Act, ACGA, which gives the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation the power to record. Okay. Comfort. So ẹ jẹ́ ká switch to Starr Radio. Let me close all these. Maloshini, the other laptop. Check gbogbo àti rí àwọn bank staff don't
Please don't be scared.
Hey, don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Okay. Nothing. I'm sure we'll wait till I'll wait later. Taba parí ètò àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ again. So let me switch to Starr Radio and then I'll join one from the other system. Thank you so much, everyone.
The expenditure. I mean, they're not showing that, look, we are in dire times, and therefore we are all in it together. We've all tightened our belts. But which others tighten your belt and you losing your belt, or you go and get an extension, then how fair are you being? Lots more going to be coming your way from here. It is Starr RadioUK. Let's enjoy this music and let's continue with the show. This around from there's a Brempe and it says Noko Noko. Enjoy it and I'll be with you.
I don't know
how to explain it, but it was like saying, I remember this afternoon exactly at 1:30 we'll be having BB Clement coming your way with BB's business, and in the next few moments we'll be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in, but there's lots more to talk about. Stay tuned and enjoy that music.
Taba ti ṣe Starr Radio tán, màá close it straight away. Màá wá start a Zoom link so that ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa currency táwọn èèyàn rí gbà nílé. A sọ̀rọ̀ nípa fuel scarcity, but everybody will be able to join by the Zoom. So I'm gonna do so. So maybe what I will do, Mama sorry set up Zoom here. Ẹ má bínú máa láti yọ screen yìí kúrò. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ ìrọ̀ kí n kàn fi sáré ṣe Zoom yẹn kí n lè share link yẹn fún gbogbo wa. Ẹ máa jẹ́ ká enjoy ilé lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lo àlélé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ lo ìgbà tí shift lọ sí ìgangan. Mo ń bọ̀. Just temporarily. Share link and see so I know join me later. So I shall play this is So now, Emma Binoyi, there were Lori Instagram that I have to turn the camera off. It's just for my own security as well. So now let's join Starr Radio UK. We've lost about 5 minutes already. So let's quickly join Starr Radio. So Tabati Pari, Starr Radio. I'm going to go live. Latori Zoom. So I'm going to set up new broadcast. So anybody to be available, you'll be able to join. And you can then speak and let's talk about the current state of things again in Yoruba Nation and others. So there will be a Zoom conversation from 12 p.m. So and others. So there will be a Zoom conversation from 12 p.m. So and others. So there will be a Zoom conversation from 12 p.m. So okay, it's taking it down. Something else.
Hey, your favorite African American radio station in London. I'm getting time now to exactly 7 minutes past the top of the hour. We have a special correspondent on the ground. Exactly. When we come on, Mr. Light, because you'll be having a chat with him and you're telling us more about what exactly is happening there. And as I did say, I mean, people are traumatized. Students in Nigeria are traumatized. But hey, somehow, the Turkish authority are trying to see to them. And I talk about the Kenyan footballer, the former, well, he formerly played for the Black Stars and national team, and he was also put out of the rubble. His head, but we know that he's alive. But that's whether his family are okay or not. Let me tell you more about that. Starr RadioUK, 8 minutes past the top of the hour, the time, the morning show, the program, and I'm from with me, the one and only, the white lion himself, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Morning.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the world. And let's say once again, it is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And we welcome you once again to the Tuesday edition. It is the 7th of February, 2023. 8 minutes past, like you say, and it's good to be back again.
Yes. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I love when you say how we're doing, because we are still here. I mean, in as much as it was very, I'm not sure whether you were out early in the morning, but I was. It was very, very, frosty out there. The weather was a bit very cold, but I'm back in the studio here in in the North London studio, and that literally means that we can only say we are grateful to be alive. Looking at the current state of things, that is happening around the world, and not just in Turkey, but also a lot is happening in Nigeria that we're going to be discussing about. But like you said, I guess we are going to be corresponding with one of our reporters in just about a few minutes straight to Turkey to give us some of the updates. But I can confirm from the information coming out, no Nigerian that we can say died in the Turkey earthquake, which we can say that we're grateful. For those that have died, we can only pray for their family and the loved ones as well.
Yes, listeners, sad time. This week has not been a good week. I've started looking at everything that is happening. But when it comes to Nigeria, there's lots happening there as well. I will tell you more about that. But we'll go back to Yomi, see whether we can get a connection to our correspondent in Turkey this month. So over to you, Yomi.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Archie, and thank you once again, to all our listeners. Are we good to go?
Yes, we are good to go. Over to you.
Yes, let's connect now to our reporter that have joined us direct from Turkey that will be able to give us, the current state of things out there. Hello, Gary, good morning to you and welcome to Starr Radio UK.
Good morning. Good morning, Olayomi Koiki. Good morning, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Mr. Frank.
Thank you so much. We have been following the current situation in Turkey in the last 24 hours. Can you give us, I know from the report no Nigerian have died, but what is the current state of situation right now, with exactly your location? What can you tell us, from Turkey regarding the earthquake that came through at about almost 7.4 yesterday?
From the city that I am presently, I am not the same city where the incident happened. But from the city that I am now, from yesterday afternoon till midnight, till this morning. There's been a lot of relief materials that people are donating, you know, and then from the University of this city where I am, which happens to have a medical university for the medical students. So the rector already sent in teams of doctors that were enlisted yesterday with a military aircraft. And today at the location that I am presently, this is the location where the relief material is being donated. I have video recordings already that I'm going to send into the Starr Radio TV, sent to the Starr Radio. But presently, there's been donation from different people. But presently, I am at the location where the donations and the relief material is being shipped already, putting in the lorry that will be enlisted. There's none of this material is going to go by road because it is needed as soon as possible. So that is the situation on ground now.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, you know, we know that lives were lost, and from what you're saying, it seems that more doctors are being sent to that location. You know, what is the reason, you know, that doctors are being airlifted? You know, is it because of the damage of people that have been killed or people that probably need medical support? Or will there be more pressure in that particular district where the earthquake has taken place? Why are doctors being lifted, you know, from one district to the other district?
Yes, because, well, yeah, as you can, as I said earlier, this happens to be a teaching hospital, and we have a lot of expertise. We have a lot of specialists here. This is not like a specialist hospital. A teaching hospital here in this city. So the university rector decided to send groups over 70 doctors, both specialists, both, you know, probably because of the vaccine. They need quick response. They need doctors to treat them. There can never be enough, you understand? So because of the magnitude of the earthquake, so they need a lot of people to save lives. You know, people who are injured need to be treated immediately. That is why they are sending groups of doctors. That is why they've been sent yesterday and they've been enlisted with the military aircraft.
Okay. Also, you're talking about donation, and we know that when incident of this magnitude happened, we're talking about, you know, almost 7.4. As the report is coming, we know that non-Nigerians were killed in this earthquake. But the relief material, you know, how fast are these relief material coming into this, you know, the center that you are presently? We know that we're going to be getting some videos later on that we're going to be playing before the end of the program. But I mean, this is going to be my last question, and I'm going to take it back to Archie, that might also have one or two questions. The relief materials, what kind of relief materials is coming into the center? Because we know that, you know, Turkey is as cold as other European countries as well. So what kind of relief material are you seeing brought into the center as we speak right now?
We have a lot of blankets. That's what you call the duvet. We have diaper for children. We have shoes. That's what they call ayakabe here. So we have lots of relief material simply because it's a winter season and a lot of people are homeless presently. So wherever they be putting people, they need blankets, they need winter jackets, they need boots, and the children will be needing diapers. So there's a lot of diaper gear. So those are the fast and quick relief material you could donate presently.
All right. Let me go back straight now to Mr. Archie to ask maybe one or two questions. Once again, you are now listening to one of our correspondents on Starr Radio UK in Turkey, giving us live report of what is happening, you know, back in Turkey. I hand over now again to Mr. Archie for him to go through with his own questions.
You know, interestingly, our lady didn't give us her name, and therefore some of our listeners are asking who is that lady giving us the name. So at least the first name.
Yeah, sorry. Hello, did you hear Mr. Archie?
Okay, I think that she's not hearing me. So, okay, let me just ask her.
I guess she can hear you. Let's see. Can you hear Mr. Archie back in Turkey?
No, I can't. I can barely hear him.
Okay, all right. I think she can barely. What they're asking is, you know, we didn't get your name, you know, even if it's just the first name.
Oh, this is OLAMILEKAN reporting for koikimedia and Starr RadioUK.
Okay, thank you so much. So right there, you know, that's the name there. So go ahead, Mr. Archie.
A quick message. message.
Yeah.
On behalf of Koikimedia, Olayomi Starr RadioUK, in person of Mr. Archie, we say, get me also to KA.
Okay, thank you so much. Go ahead, Mr. Archie. We'll try and relate, the question.
I got a quick one from there. How has our what I call it, people who belong, I'm talking about blacks or our communities, how have they been trooping in to help in this particular situation? Because most of the time we see things like that happening and we don't get ourselves involved in. How have they been involved in? Ghanaian community, the Nigerian community, or the African communities? How have they been involved in there? In helping this one?
So how are the African community, this is a question from Mr. Archie, the African community, are they coming out to help, in terms of, I know you are right there, but are we seeing other Africans that are right there, whether Ghanaians, Nigerians, or other African countries, are they out there as well helping, with this current situation?
I would say, well, depending on the city. This is the location where I am presently. I happen to be the only black that can see myself. I happen to be the only one, and I personally volunteered to assist. I brought some relief material too. When you have a lot of stuff in the house, and when accident or emergency happens, you don't know what you have until you lose it. A lot of people lost life and property. So what is the point of having things in the house when people need it? So I have to empty some things. I know it's a luxury for me that people need it more than myself. I brought it here today. I volunteered myself. I helped them to pack some shoes and then some children's clothes. Presently I happen to be the only black here.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I can't speak for other states, but presently the state I am, I happen to be the only black person here.
All right, Mr. Archie, go ahead.
Thank you very much. But if you are listening to us and you want to contribute something, you just get in touch. Olayomi is organizer. We'll try to put a platform there, some information, and we'll try to link you with Olayomi so that the mental health. And when it comes to Africa, we are always like, oh, me. But that's the point that we also have to show that we also care about people, and that is very important. Yomi, Oluwa Kayode, that is well done, Mr. Koiki, and God will always be with you.
Thank you so much, our correspondent, and then we'll let you go all the way in Turkey. Thank you so much, and thank you once again.
Thank you. Yeah, we say from here, we say Guru Shurush.
Gurush. Well, we hope we're able to pronounce it very well. Thank you so much. Well, let's come back now to you, Mr. Archie, and you can see, this is a very, it's a world event. I've been monitoring most of the aircraft that are traveling, and I can also confirm that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is also putting his weight to say they are ready to do whatever they can to support the Turkey. Even though Nigerians are already saying we have a lot of problem on the ground there, I think maybe we should just leave that now. Let's deal with our own immediate problem. And this is Starr RadioUK. And when we get those videos, we will bring them on quickly. But for now, let me come back again to you in the studio, and we can deal with some of the other headlines coming out of Nigeria this morning.
Yes, listeners, update from Nigeria. And this time around, looking at all our communities across the globe. And this time we were in Turkey, where we had Olayomi bringing us some updates from the ground and what is going on there. Now, please, some people also they say, good morning, Starr RadioUK. Friend from Niger just informed me that it is likely for banks to close down in Niger due to the scarcity of new notes and violence in Niger. Niger is gone. So that's information that is also gone. And of course, looking at how desperate the situation is, or people are, we know that it's just a matter of time that if the bank don't shut up, because if they don't got the money, how can they even give it up? So, Yomi, let's come straight to that particular issue with the scarcity of the naira. Now, some are saying that, well, yes, the president and blame for whatever is happening there.
Well, and as I'm going to be giving that report, in terms of, we had one of our correspondents in Ekiti State, in Akure, that has been giving us, elderly people we should be more concerned about. The reason why there's a lot of stress now, and I want to show you, while we get that, the engineers are working on that quickly. The bank staff are already running out of the bank, and the reason why they're running away, this is a video, I believe, from Delta State. So what you are watching right there is the bank staff taking an exit through the back with a ladder because of the crowd outside in the front that they cannot attend to anymore. Imagine going into Barclays Bank and then the Barclays Bank staff had to exit out because there's a tension outside. This is his current spark of things as we speak right now in Nigeria. So they have a ladder and they are using the back end to get away as quickly as possible. Our correspondent this morning in Akure was able to tell us exactly what they are going through. And what they are going through is people have been to the bank since Sunday morning, sleeping over, but there's no money loaded into the ATM. And those that were able to get into the banking hall were also not able to withdraw what they actually need. I mean, you're talking about 20,000 minimum, but right now, you may be lucky to get 5,000 naira. The POS are still able to pay out depending on which POS has the contact or the network to a bank manager. We have seen a lot of videos also popping out where money has been eaten away by the bank manager for not releasing the money to the public. So the pressure that Nigerians are facing, I'm not surprised that some banks will be closing down. In Borno, the governor has actually requested that none of the bank license will be renewed if they are keeping the money and not allowing the money to come out. Ogun State governor in the southwest was having a meeting, with their CBN representative yesterday, and let's see if we can maybe bring in what the governor was engaging with the CBN yesterday. Let's see if we can get the audio from that. 1 minute, just as we get the audio in. Let's say this is the Ogun State governor that Abiodun yesterday.
In terms of reach the internet, reach the grassroots people, that's big on the agencies, the agents, all these POS and other agents, super agents. Last week, he has allocated 40% of whatever we give to commercial bank to go to agents, 40%. For example, if they get 100 million, 40% of that will have to go to agents. 30% will be paid over the counter OTC.
So what we are witnessing right now is a pressure that is about to explode, and it doesn't seem that the CBN might extend in the next 3 days, where if you have not even gone to drop the old currency that the ATM is still disbursing, I'm not sure how this works. I mean, the bank is saying, bring in your old currency, but when you go back to the ATM, you are still getting the old currency, but you have 3 more days. So there's a lot of pressure. And the question now also is this going to change an election that is about to happen, or are we not going to see this election happening at all? Because 14 political parties are now saying that they are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that maybe the election is not even going to hold at all. There is a pressure on the ground, and it seems the federal government does not have a solution to it. Governors' parties begin legal battle over the CBN deadline is the headline coming as well. On February 10, deadline for the currency swap announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria has pit Governors Nasiru El-Rufai of Kaduna, Yahaya Bello of Kogi, Bello Matawa of Zamfara against 14 political parties which now threatening to boycott the February 25th election should the CBN extend the time limit. Starr RadioUK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. As they normally say in broken English, it seems now that the Gari has actually overthrown the water.
The Gari has actually overthrown the water. So the Gari has taken over. All right, the first people are saying, yes, the video is viral. It has gone so bad, so bad, so bad, so bad. But what do you think about all that is happening there? Very, very sad situation. Well, just a moment, please. Just a moment, listeners. Let me just get that out. Now, President Buhari is begging Nigeria say forgive us and vote for APC. Now, wait, what is happening? I mean, virtually getting to an election time, different situation, and looking at the insecurity issues going on, and the fact that Nigeria has fallen from wherever it was to a point where it has become the poverty capital of the world, then you ask yourself, why is Nigerians forgive them, and why is it falling if they actually have done their best?
Well, with the current fact of things in the country, we are not just talking about the currency, problem at the moment. We are talking about so many problems. I mean, the insecurity is one of the biggest threats, to mankind. And if you don't have the right security, you will definitely have to go through a lot. Buhari begs Nigerians, for 7 days to resolve the cash crunch issues. This was about 3 days ago, but this time around, he's now also begging to say that, give us the next opportunity. Maybe I didn't perform very well, but Tinubu will perform very well. Tinubu has literally been stressing the president, let's put it that way, because the president seems to be hiding away. So the president seems to now be forced to campaign for, somebody that brought Buhari in. But it seems that Tinubu is having a logger. Forgive us and vote for APC. Tinubu will correct our mistakes. President Buhari begs Nigerians. He blamed Nigerian economy downtown, just as we know, to COVID-19, pandemic and other challenges, but insisted that his administration had made some modest achievement. President Buhari, has pleaded with Nigerians to forgive and endure his administration flaw. He was actually saying this at the campaign that took place in Katsina. Buhari made the state remarks on Monday while speaking to a large crowd at Katsina State at Diko Stadium for the APC presidential campaign rally.
Wow. Well, Nigerians, if you are listening to us, are you going to forgive them and give Tinubu the chance to come and right all the wrong that they have done? 7 days. Now, how many days more have you got for you to go and exchange your old naira for the new ones? Have you got it? Those who are the banks the bankers are even running through entering and exiting via one ladder to bank road. So what exactly is happening there? Well, listeners, it is Starr RadioUK. It's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, when it comes to the elections, we have today the 7th, and therefore we have 18 days exactly for the election to take place. Now, for Harry, didn't tackle election violence in 2019. I remember 2019, we were on the ground and you were talking about people who were, stealing or taking ballot boxes around. There were lots of clashes going on at the polling stations. Now, I'm just saying that 2023 polls face the same problem because they didn't come up with any policy to say that, look, we're putting these measures in place to forestall certain from happening. So eventually that's what's going to happen. And that's what we're asking the question that you think that even if the election takes place, you have an authentic result, or it will not be something that is manipulated, and that will not even end the country into a serious bloodshed.
Well, election comes up every 4 years, and the next 4 years is now a countdown that Buhari says, it will be, his best legacy, because, he's not coming back. We have almost 18 days, 30 minutes, and the second skip going down. So that's for the presidential election if it goes according to the plan. For the governorship election, which is slotted for March 11, the presidential election is slotted for February 25th in the midst of all the chaos that is going on. So the countdown then is, how can we gauge the previous election to the one that is about to happen? And this is where the conversation is coming in. The inability of the President Muhammadu Buhari's regime to address the past election-related violence and abuses as threatening the safe conduct of the 2023 general election. And this is coming from the Human Rights Watch. Already, we know that in Biafra land is divided. In the southwest is also divided. In the middle belt is divided. But in the northern part of Nigeria, nobody's talking about the breakup of Nigeria. So that means that election might go freely without no hindrance. But we do know that as of Sunday, more than over 100 people were killed in Katsina. Almost 550 local government have been touched by the insecurity. So the guarantee is something that the Human Rights Watch are talking about. The elections are set to take place against a backdrop of, guess what? Impunity for abuses by the same security forces and other actors during the previous general election. Starr Radio UK was on the ground in 2019, and what we witnessed, is something that is still being looked into, because, like I always say, in Lagos State, the PDP were not allowed to cast their vote. There were violence, there were killings, there were ballot boxes that were burnt down in Festac Town, in Surulere, especially in geographical location where the Igbo people had their businesses. In Alimosho, they were actually told that should you vote for the PDP, your businesses will be closed down. This time around, things have turned around. We now have 3 candidates, and the push for so many Nigerians is they are going to chase away the APC, even though Buhari is begging them. Tinubu is saying that he's going to do it, but it seems that Atiku is not comfortable with the whole situation, and Atiku also is saying that Buhari not to make Nigerians scapegoat of, Atiku tells Buhari not to make Nigerians scapegoat of poorly implemented Naira policy. Also, it seems that Emefiele might be tearing apart Nigeria. Nigeria has been torn apart because of the nepotism, the subjugation, and a lot of situation that is going on. But according to remember that we have a lot of presidential aspirants, but we do talk about just about 3 of them. We have Show right there, we have Kwankwaso. But according to Dumabi Kwachuku, the African Democratic Congress ADC presidential candidate, says the scarcity of the new Naira banknote poses great threat to Nigerian peace. He also lamented that difficulty in withdrawing old note is frustrating the lives and the livelihood. He worries that large part of the North don't have a bank branch and e-banking support. And do you know what has been going on in the North? Money has been moved to the rural area to remove the old one, and sometimes you could get a top-up of about 500 or 300 Naira if you are collecting 10,000 Naira, as against the Southwest, the Southeast, where you have to go into the bank, deposit the money, and your new Naira note is not coming back to you. Again, these are part of the nepotism that has been going on in Nigeria since this government came to power, and likewise in the last 62 years of injustice to so many Nigerians and the indigenous people.
Wow, this is not really very sad situation there. Yomi, let me ask you, this is a conspiracy theory. Do you think that is a ploy to incorporate those in the South? Because if you cannot put your own Naira in and it expires, that you lost that money. And if your money is in there and you need more money, you need to take more money out so that you can go and transact business. And it's has been capped at what? Only 20 grand that you can take. Then that means that you cannot transact your business the way that it's supposed to be. So virtually the corporate making you impoverished. So is that what the plan is? Well,
it is a plan to destabilize the political gladiator in the Southwest. We know that somebody like Tinubu has so much money that has been evidence-based taken away from the coffer of the system. So, and if he's going to win an election, he will definitely also need to pump in the money into the system, to make sure that he can, as much as Atiku does the same thing. But one thing is, an average person in the Southwest is feeling the brunt, removing the little that they have. Remember that Nigeria remains the capital poverty of the world. So not that Nigerians have the money in the first place, but the little that they kept in the banking, where they can remove those money, they are not getting it. In the North, we do know from this, information coming out that they are not having enough banks, but they do have money taken to them directly. So it's both ways. They're literally trying to punish, their political gladiator that have kept them in the poverty in the first place, but also a layman this morning is struggling. And the diaspora that are sending money home to their loved ones. I was with my auntie yesterday in my local area when I was outside, and she said to me, her mother has been in Nigeria for the last 2 weeks, and she has not been able to see the new Naira note.
Wow. Well, we pray that peace prevails. Whatever it is, we don't want to lose lives. We don't want, but with this going on, people will then say that, look, we have been calling it that there is marginalization. People are trying to suppress people, from the South, and that seems to be exactly what is happening. What do you think? Let us hear from you. It's Starr RadioUK 11:35 the time. We'll go back to Yogi for the rest of the stories making around this morning. Over to you, Yogi.
Thank you so much. As non-Nigerians, from the information that we got, have been affected in Turkey. But the question a lot of Nigerians are saying is that is it not even better that we have an earthquake in Nigeria and we can have a lot of materials and relief and food coming into the country, because the pressure in Nigeria and the heat, the temperature is becoming quite frustrating to so many Nigerians. As people are saying, election is getting closer. The question is, will the election itself hold with the current spark of things going on in Nigeria this morning? So let's take on the last part of the headline, and then we'll go straight to the social media this morning. Election for the Southern Presidency must not fail. This is coming from one of the Southwest Governor, Ondo State, and the chairman of the Southwest Governor Forum, Akeredolu. And some of them, it's easier said than done. He has been spending most of the time in Germany for his own medical treatment, but yet he cannot put in, the system in place. Maybe a Southwest president will give them enough income that they can use, to bring in, the resources that is needed. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Now let's go back into some of the other headlines as well. Something also happened where the PAPC speaker, the speaker of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, remember that he wanted to become the president, and that literally means that he lost the seat of his ticket. But right now, the judgment has come over to say, and yes, we have images that is going to be coming very soon. I'll be sending that to you. Hopefully, we can play one. But like I said, these are the images coming right now from Turkey, where there is quite a lot of relief materials as we speak. So I'm going to be putting that across to you in just about a few minutes. So Ahmed Lawan, from what we know, has literally now won the Yobe seat. And question Nigerians are asking is, what kind of magic was that? I mean, but again, that is Nigeria. There's a lot of magic that happen in Nigeria on a daily basis. So that is going on as well from the rulings coming yesterday. Enemies of Nigeria behind the redesign, according to the ADC presidential candidate. As the election is getting closer, also there's pressure from all spark of indigenous people that are also asking whether they would like to be part of Nigeria as well. Autumn shuns Atiku campaign. IU slams the governor. Remember that Autumn is part of the 5G governors that disagree with Atiku and want Atiku to remove the chairman, and Atiku has literally said no, he's not going to do so. So as the campaign of the PDP goes to Benue State, as it has done to other states where they disagree, Autumn is not going to be participating in that campaign as well. Again, EFCC, CBN officials in the Zenith UBA Access Keystone First Bank over the Naira scarcity. EFCC have started visiting some of the branches and like to find out why money that should have been disbursed to the, as you can hear from the Ogun State, commercial banks, commercial is getting 40%, and over the counter is about 30% of 100 million naira coming to Ogun State. But yet, Ogun State Indigenous are struggling to have access to the money as well. So let's go straight now to the social media as, Ilorin is trending this morning. We're not too sure why, but I can tell you that more protest is being erupt. I got a call just before coming on air that a protest is already going ahead, but we're waiting for that. Fashola, the former governor of Lagos State, the current minister for power, thought, he never said that Nigerians will enjoy 24 hours power electricity. It was actually defending that in an interview he granted yesterday. Remember that when the APC came, they asked that the dollar would be changed to 1 naira to a dollar. Next level, he's now denying, and he says that there was no way he said that Nigerians will enjoy 24 hours power supply. Again, prepare for battle. I will bury you. Femi Kayode attacks Emefiele and Najatu. He has been sick for 2 weeks, according to him on his Twitter handle, and he says he's back now, and it seems that he wants to bury Najatu. Najatu was the one that, remember yesterday, that actually said that the Kaaba, she's not scared to mention the Kaaba, The Kaaba is Aisha Buhari on my right-hand screen, and Najatu Mohammed is there on our left-hand screen as well. So quite a lot is going on in Nigeria, but let's now look at what actually is the main problem. The main problem right now is not just the currency in Nigeria. The main problem is that Nigerians are now so tired of whatever is happening in Nigeria. So when we look at Nigeria on the social media this morning, remember to follow us on Twitter before I return back again to you in the studio. We can say Simon Ekpa, the spokesperson for the Biafra, is referring back to Dr. Jeffrey Gottman. This is the height of deceit. Jeffrey Gottman, with the highest level of ignorance of Nigerian state, he appeared in one of my Twitter space where I questioned him and also lecture him about Nigeria. It is now clear most of them are looking for ways into the national treasury. And it seems that, Dr. Jeffrey does not understand the current fact of things in Nigeria. Just as I was engaging a journalist as well on Sunday during the Tottenham football match, he knew about Biafra, but he doesn't know the depth of what the other indigenous people are facing in the country Nigeria as of today. We're just looking at some of what is trending. Chidi Odikalu, what Nigerian judges cannot do does not exist. A judge has issued an order of expert restraining official PDP Nigeria from suspending Governor Wike. And here he is about to announce whom he support for #Nigeria Decide. Governor Wike of Rivers State is a big threat to the PDP, but the PDP says no. They are about to suspend him, but it seems that one day judges have shown how courts are brought and sold in Nigeria. Nothing is new in Nigeria anymore. And you can see Dr. Jeffrey says, this is the time for choosing. If you want a better Nigeria, then Peter Obi is the only choice. Is he also preparing himself so that when Peter Obi becomes the president, somebody like Dr. Jeffrey Gottman might probably be used for what kind of whatever to that government of the... but African Confidential says, the next time a one Nigeria advocate asks you to hold your elected officials accountable because Nigerian problem is a bad leadership, ask the brainless fool to name you just one system Nigeria's place that allows you to hold this official accountable. As Kwara State did not come out on top for Peter Obi, we're not sure why, but it seems that as more Nigerians are waking up this morning, Olukayode Ariwola, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, remember we talked about him when he was appointed, is very dangerous man, very corrupt and biased. His actions, if not checked, would truncate Nigerian democracy. He has a mission. Nigerians need to wake up. And this is coming from Jackson Ude at Jackson Son PBN. And that is how far we can take on the social media because of the time constraint. And I will come back again to you now in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Wow, listen, it's a very comprehensive one from there. But 18 days on, and the question is the INEC ready for the election, vote or not? Or is this the point where everybody sees Nigeria is integrating, things falling apart? Because the INEC, which is the center, what do you think? As if Brother Sarik says, good morning, Brother Koiki, and good morning to the Starr RadioUK team. We say good morning to you, Aziz. Thank you very, very much. And listeners, we're going to be showing you some pictures and some videos of what is happening in Turkey at the moment. And as we did say, when we had our own OLAMILEKAN giving us a live feed from Turkey, well, she's talking about a few things there. Every little helps as the Tesco slogan goes. So we will be encouraging each and every one of us, especially from our communities. But when it happens to things like that, we don't get ourselves involved. We just simply say, we are impoverished, we are the one who cannot do it. Always we say, somebody can become it. It's our time for you to also help somebody. What do you think about that? It's all coming away from Starr RadioUK. But Yomi, let's talk about the polls quickly. What is the latest poll? Which meeting? Is Obi still in the lead? Well,
the poll still indicates Peter Obi, but again, these might change. But the pressure that is currently going on means that the government is not, going to get anywhere close to anything because, of the current situation of things. So Peter Obi is still leading in the poll as we speak today.
And I know that Atiku is doing his best to also take advantage of what is happening. But the smaller parties, so whereas party and the others, What have they talked of? Are they trying to maybe come together, form something like one team, and then maybe?
Well, the problem is none of them wants to, allow the other to take the lead. So, and the smaller party will just continue to struggle. But the reason why Peter Obi has been able to hit much closer is because Nigerians are probably not tired of the two gladiators that have been running the show. PDP was there for 16 years until APC merged, came in and then took out PDP. But now it seems that, as things are going, there's a scare in the market that PDP and APC might be going to what they call Aunotibule. But it seems that there's just a lot happening presently.
And when it comes to the PVCs, how many people are still complaining?
Well, there are still more people that have not been able to access those PVC. We do know that there's millions of Nigerians that have not got those PVC. There's nothing to indicate that the schools are being closed, the university, to enable Nigerians to get their PVC. So all these are still ongoing, but non-Nigerians cannot get those PVC. And those that have got those PVC are probably just waiting to see whether election will come through on the 25th. Should things remain as it is right now, this is my view, election might not definitely come true.
Now, for students, let's call it a platform, come and call it the BBCs and go vote. You think that is
well, some will definitely do so. Especially remember that this election doesn't happen during the week. It happens especially sometimes during the weekend. So that means that you will definitely have to return back home. But are you going to factor the cost of the petrol, the cost of the transportation? If you are having enough to travel from Lagos before, you definitely have to add extra to it. So it might, with the current state of things, remember that we're not talking about the petrol anymore, but it hasn't done, it's still there. And now we're talking about the Naira, and we have 3 more days. The bank is, the court is saying that you cannot extend it anymore. And when that cap comes in 3 days, which is the next couple of days from today, the 3 days left now, which is on the 10th. The 10th is a Friday. That means that we might go straight and see more pressure cooker over the weekend, because those that still have the old currency are still in large quantity.
But are we not getting some of the citizens to maybe go on a demonstration, as we saw in Ibadan, where there were people, virtually on demonstration, saying that, look, petrol prices, scarcity of the Naira. Now, if people are still going, because the moment your money is not able to go to the bank, you block that money.
Yes, and it doesn't matter how small the money is. Even if it's the 1,000 naira left to you, if you can't change that 1,000 naira, it becomes a souvenir.
Well, tomorrow we're going to bring you another edition of the Updates from Nigeria, and tomorrow evening, God willing, we will bring you Niger Voice. Well, you can bring anything and talk about anything that you want to talk about there on that platform. Yomi, let me say thank you very much for that wonderful update once again.
Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Okay, bye-bye. Now, listeners, I'm going to bring you some of the feed or some of the videos and some of the pictures that Olayomi has sent to us. So just stay tuned. We'll bring down your way quickly, and then I'll bring you some lovely tune that I've selected. And this time around, one from Lama, and it says, "Lean on me." Times like this, we need to get someone to lean on. Can somebody rely on you? What?
Let's get a bit more from Starr Radio there.
Some lovely tune that I've selected, and this time around, one from Lama, and it says, "Lean on me." Times like this, we need to get someone to lean on. Can somebody rely on you? What do you think? So stay tuned, don't you go away. Starr RadioUK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Merhaba. Türkiye'de olan depremden dolayı dünya olarak diyoruz. Allah kabul etsin. İnsanlarımızın zor durumda olduğunu biliyorsunuz. Allah kabul etsin yardımlarınızdan dolayı. Teşekkür ederiz. Rica ederim.
This is relief materials being donated by individuals, companies for the victim of the earthquake that happened in Turkey. As you can see, this is a different city entirely, and people are donating relief material. The blankets, duvet, winter jackets, shoes, and every other relief material you can think of. Moral support. The University of the city I am, yesterday the rector of the university sent some team of doctors who are already on ground. They were airlifted yesterday, and today, the 7th of February 2023, people are bringing relief material. Bringing relief material that will be used to support the victim of the earthquake. This is Koiki Media representative in Turkey, bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Well, if only we can have a similar situation in our own country. We're going to end the broadcast, and then we'll come back, and then we can, take you through some of the discussion that we are preparing for the Zoom conversation. Link yẹn ti jáde síta. I believe a lot of you have seen the link. If you have not seen the link, please go on to our timeline and get that link. That link will allow you to join the Zoom conversation, which is going to be fuel scarcity, Naira. Where are we heading to Nigeria in the next couple of days? So, and Tobama join. I'm going to start the Zoom link now, so you'll be able to join us within the next 10 minutes when I'll prepare myself. So I'm gonna share a link in front of our YouTube. So we are not going to take calls. We'll focus because on the Zoom. Once again, that's the link for those of you that probably might be asking for that link. So link in case you want to join us. Enter our Instagram if you want to do the same thing. We have shared that link out. Once again, thank you so much. In the next 10 minutes, we'll come back again. Bye for now.